Hello, I'm Angela Faith, shamanic practitioner and mentor, and welcome. I am making this video to share with you a sneak peek at my signature workbook for my program, A Shamanic Approach to Abundant Living, and also to offer you an explanation, a broad explanation about shamanism, understanding shamanism. So I'm going to share my screen with you now. And this is the cover of the workbook, A Shamanic Approach to Abundant Living. And understanding that the wisdom of the ancient shamans was not something primitive or reserved for a chosen few, but a complex and powerful series of teachings available to all of us. It is the wisdom of waking up, of finding your own personal freedom, of living in peace and harmony, and of being of service to others and the planet. Quite simply, it is the wisdom of love and life. This wisdom is within you. This is from Don Jose Ruiz, and he and his family have written extensive books on the topic of shamanism, and I recommend all of them. But understanding that shamanism was not just given to a chosen few, it was gifted to humanity. And we all have access and a right to these teachings, these ancient teachings. And that is what I have found is life-changing, is that remembering, that awakening, that activating these memories. So in A Shamanic Approach to Abundant Living, the topics that are covered are understanding shamanism, which I'm going to share with you now. The principles of shamanism, gathering your medicine to maintain your personal power, the shamanic journey and the other worlds, power animals, guardian spirits, the sacred circle and 7 directions. Also, you may have heard of the term the medicine wheel, and ritual and ceremony. We don't imitate rituals and ceremonies of tribes or cultures that were not gifted to us, but that doesn't mean we don't have access to ritual and ceremony in our own lives, right? So understanding shamanism. Shamanism is a way of being. It's not just a practice of, I do this during a full moon, or I journey, or it's a way of being, a way of interacting. Shamanism is the oldest spiritual practice known to humankind, practiced by indigenous cultures around the world. So it predates any other religions, and it was practiced around the world, and maybe different approaches, but there were things in common. And this has been discovered by archaeologists and such. This has been proven that these communities that were not in contact with each other had common practices. These spiritual traditions have certain things in common: a respect for nature, a respect for all of creation, and a respect for the ancestors. Now, it's no secret we are many generations removed from living in this way, but it doesn't mean that you can't begin now to practice these principles and consider these concepts and way of being. Be the change, right? When I criticize myself, anyone, or anything, I am criticizing all of creation. So beginning to understand that it's not just me, and my thoughts and words do matter. And when I am talking negatively to myself, that makes a difference to the collective, right? Because it is not an organized religion, but rather a spiritual practice, shamanism cuts across all faiths and creeds, reaching deep levels of ancestral memory. That's from John Matthews, the Celtic shaman. Before organized religion, there was an innate awareness of creator among all cultures. Whether they called it the same thing or not is not important. It's the innate awareness that was there. Shamanism is not a religion. So if you have a organized religion that you follow, you can still incorporate shamanism in your practice. But it's also more than just being spiritual. In the New Age movement, the mystical, metaphysical movement, being spiritual has almost become a very broad term. very broad. And yes, I will just leave it at that. Anyone who knows me knows I'm really about being and not just lip service. So shamanism is more than just saying I'm spiritual. It's more than just enjoying nature. It's much deeper. That is a start, but it's much deeper than that. It is a way of life, a way of being. It is a way to experience the connection with nature and all of creation, not just conceptualize it. So the word shaman originates in Siberia. Anthropologists, and specifically Michael Harner, coined the term core shamanism and have used it to refer to the spiritual leaders among indigenous cultures worldwide. So just keeping that in mind, they may not have always, all cultures may not have used the term shaman. That has been coined or adopted, if you will, to speak of a broader range of the practice of shamanism. Speaking on that briefly, too, I will say I have shared, I am a multi-generational medicine woman, and that was the term I heard growing up. My great grandmother was a medicine woman, so I didn't hear she was a shaman or a healer. She was a medicine woman. So there are different terms that can be used, but for giving you a basic understanding of where the word shaman and shamanism originates. The word shamanism is used to describe the ancient spiritual practice of these indigenous cultures all over the world, all demonstrating countless similarities, yet never having had contact with one another. So I'm curious what words you would use to describe shamanism and your understanding at this time. I like to ask those that begin working with me to write that in this box, because after the end of the 12 weeks, I observe their understanding or their words expand or change, or yeah, their understanding expands. So their words that they would use to describe shamanism change. The two words that I use to describe shamanism are experiential. So it's not me telling you, it's me guiding you to your own compass and map to experience it for yourself, because it's different yet similar, right? For each individual. And the other word I use to describe shamanism that sets it apart from other practices is reciprocity. It's give and take. It's not all about what I want and how I can manifest what I want and how I can get what I want. It's learning to live in harmony, give and take. And so it's really learning to what giving looks like, not giving until I am depleted. It's not that. It's not serving others so that I get a better seat in the afterlife. It is a way of being reciprocal with nature, with life, with people, yes, with every element. So that is a basic understanding of shamanism. And my workbook, you've gotten a sneak peek at that and what that entails. If you are interested in learning more or you would like to work with me, you can go to my website at angelafaith.love and schedule a complimentary clarity call there. And you can also email me at angelafaithwass@gmail.com. That's angelafaithwass, WASS, at gmail.com. I do offer one-on-one mentoring, and I also offer this teaching as a group. We are in the middle of a group program right now, and the next one will be launching in January. So if you want to get information about that, there's information on my website as well. There is more information about this program, A Shamanic Approach to Abundant Living. And again, if you have any questions, let me stop my share here. Do not hesitate to contact me. That is all I have to share at this time. But remember, you are safe, you are supported, and you are so loved. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you.